The Director General, Nigeria Technical Aid Corps (NTAC), Dr. Buba Yakub, said that most countries were not willing to let go of the Nigerian volunteers because of the positive impacts of the services they rendered to their host communities.
The TAC will always send out the best. When we do our selections, we always pick our first 11, as the footballers will say, to send out there, because we really want to impact in the lives of our sister countries. You also mentioned that one of you introduced a new department, and he pioneered it successfully. And today, that institution has a new department, and I'm sure you must have trained others to continue from there. Yes, every time or any time we receive volunteers, we always hear that the countries don't want you to come back, because the Nigerians are special people, hardworking people, very disciplined people who put in their best wherever they find themselves. So nobody will like you to come back because of your quality. But last time when I visited Uganda, I said, well, if they want to sign a new contract with you, it is welcomed. And I know that about 12 to 14 volunteers from Uganda have signed contracts with that country, with the different universities, and they are now working there. The last 2 batches that came, and as I promised when we came, I think the first set, we facilitated their visas and supported that. Because in Nigeria, we have a lot of manpower. That is why you hear everywhere that there is unemployment. So if anybody is talking about JAPA, it is not a bad thing, but we should do it well organized so that when you go out there, you will have dignity.
The DG said one of Nigeria Technical Aid Corps' new initiative going forward would be to export Nigeria's abundant manpower talents to other countries.
There are countries that make their revenues by selling their manpower. So the manpower we have in Nigeria is in abundance. And so one of our new initiatives that we will table going forward is to see how we will harness our manpower and send out our experts there to go out with dignity, to go with their families and so on, and then earn money for themselves and also earn money for the country.
Speaking earlier, the team lead volunteers from Uganda and Guinea-Bissau applauded Nigerian government for the opportunities given to them. Abubakar Abdul Karim, the team lead for Uganda TAC volunteers, said as senior professionals with high skills, they had contributed to the university system in that country.
It's not having a particular portfolio, ranging from the head of departments, directors, deans, coordinators, and the rest of them. And that is to say that those people that are employed there, they are truly senior members of academics. Majority of them, nobody is below the rank of our senior lecturer, but usually associate professors and professors. I can give an example of a particular faculty whereby virtually all the heads of departments were even TAC members. That is to tell you the
Dr. Simon Achebani, a pediatrician and team lead for the TAC volunteers in Guinea-Bissau, said they offered selfless medical services to the people of that country.
And that is Dr. Stanley, the pioneer department that was not even actually existing. That is to tell you the level of contribution that we have rendered to that institution, not only the institution but to the entire East Africa. And of course, by extension, it's Nigeria that we are actually representing. We are here back home, and we shall continue to contribute our own quota to the development of our nation. Just a week to the day, probably of our departure, one of us, or some of us, of course, even graduated a PhD student in the Department of Electrical Engineering. And that is to tell you the level of manpower that we assisted that university to build also. Not to talk of even the masters.
The weather of Guinea-Bissau is quite hot, and the accommodations they gave us, they were not too up to standard. Some lack a proper ventilation. At some point, we were struggling with finances because there were some delays in payment of allowance, such that when we get an allowance for the month, we run out of. We spend it almost all before we get the next allowance. Sometimes we're being owed 2 months, 3 months. So we had those issues, but in all, we thank God because we surmounted those challenges, and we are here today. We appreciate the Federal Republic of Nigeria for giving us the privilege to serve as volunteers in Guinea-Bissau. We appreciate the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and DTA. We can't thank you enough for giving us this opportunity. It is really a great opportunity of our life. Like, the experience is something else.
The debriefing was to enable NTAC to learn from the experiences of the TAC volunteers.